are seeing the verses spoken by the Supreme Lord to the two doorkeepers. Here the Lord is telling them, in the previous verse we can see that He is telling them to go to the material world. But He says, depart this place, but fear not. Ma Baishtam. And He says, all glories unto you. So we can see that these two doorkeepers coming to this material world, and you can see the conditioned soul suffering this material world. A lot of differences. Here we can see, if the conditioned soul, if he comes, he has to suffer. But here, particular verse, we can see that Lord is giving full assurances that you go. My blessing is there. And also He is saying, all glories to you. Prabhupada says in the previous purport, he says, the Lord especially blesses the so-called culprits. All glories unto you. A devotee once accepted by the Lord can never fall down. So that is the difference. You can see the devotees of the Lord equal to similar to those conditioned soul suffering this material world. The material world is compared to dukkhalem ashashvatam, dukkhalem, the place of full of miseries. It's a suffering for the conditioned soul. But the pure devotees of the Lord, especially Jaya Vijaya, they are coming for a particular purpose. There is a mission which they have to fulfill. So there is a pastime, means they will come to support the pastime of the Supreme Lord. So after finishing the pastime, finishing their duties, what is assigned by the Lord, they will go back to the spiritual world. So we can see that how the Lord is telling, if required, I can reverse this curse. If required, He says that although I am capable of nullifying the brāhmaṇas curse, I would not do so. So that means the Lord has a different plan for these two doorkeepers. And He says, it has my approval. I have approved this. So what is that? What is His plan? He says that in the text number 30, He says, this departure, you coming to this material world, from the departing from Vaikuṇṭha, coming to this material world, is already foretold by Lakṣmī. It is said that once Lakṣmī was away from Vaikuṇṭha, and when she returned back, they said that these two doorkeepers, Jaya Vijaya, stopped Lakṣmī, telling that now Narayana is in Yoga Nidra and nobody can enter to his room or to his abode. So it is said that Etat Puraiva Nirdishtam Ramaya Kruddaya Yada. Ramaya, Lakṣmī got so much angry on these two doorkeepers. Although Lakṣmī is supposed to, she is the consort of Lord Vishnu, and she has all rights to enter into the personal place of Lord Vishnu. But these two doorkeepers stopped. And it is said that later Lakṣmī had approached Vishnu, telling that these two doorkeepers have stopped me, and she was offended. And it is said that Lakṣmī had told to Lord Vishnu to banish these two doorkeepers. Then Lord Vishnu, actually it is said that the correct time will come when they will be banished. Until then you need to wait. So it is said that this was a time where the Lord has arranged in such a way that these four brāhmaṇas, the four Kumaras, have cursed, and this was foretold by Lakṣmī. That was what is being mentioned. This departure from Vaikuṇṭha was foretold by Lakṣmī, the goddess of fortune. She was very angry because when she left my abode and then returned, you stopped her at the gate while I was sleeping. So this was the context. And then further, the Lord says, after coming to this material world, what they have to do. That also has been said by the Supreme Lord. He says that Mayi Sambrahma Yogena. It is said that Mayi Sambrahma Yogena. Srila Prabhupada translates Mai Sambramba Yogena, by practicing the mystic yoga system in anger. Mystic yoga system. In one place, Prabhupada mentions this mystic yoga as meditation, the process by attaining the Supreme Lord by meditation. So, by practicing in meditation in anger, so this is a totally different way of rendering devotional service. It's telling Mai Sambramba Yogena, by practicing the mystic yoga system in anger, you will be cleansed of the sin of disobeying the brāhmaṇas. Nistirya Brahma Helanam. You will be completely removed from the brahma-śāpa, or the offense what is being done to the brāhmaṇas, all the 4 Kumaras. And it is said that within a very short time you will return to me. Within a very short time you will return to me. It is said that Kalena alpiyasa punaha pratyeshyatam nikasamme. Pratyeshyatam nikasamme. It is said that pratyeshyatam will come back nikasam unto me. Kalena alpiyasa. Kalena, within a short time you will come back again, punaha. So the Supreme Lord is telling that very soon you will be coming back to me. Very interestingly, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains about the glories of bhakti-yoga. He quotes what has been said by Madhva Muni. Madhva Muni remarks in this connection that by practicing bhakti-yoga, one can become free from all sinful reactions, even from brahma-śāpa, or a curse by brāhmaṇa, which cannot be overcome by any other means, can be overcome by bhakti-yoga. So up to brahma-śāpa, even in some places, somebody has done brahma-hatya. There is no other ways of relieving oneself from brahma-hatya or brahma-śāpa except by performing bhakti-yoga. So Madhvacharya explains that that is the glories of bhakti-yoga. By performing such devotional service, the brahma-śāpa will not affect. So example is there in Bhagavatam about Durvasa Muni had cursed Amrisha that he will be killed by the Brahma Rakshasa. But that did not affect Amrish Muni, Amrish Maharaj. It is said that the Brahma Rakshasa was killed and again Sudarshana attacked Durvasa Muni. So complete protection is given for those who are performing devotional service. So that is the glories of devotional service. And also Srila Prabhupada mentions about the 5 primary rasas and the secondary rasas. So in detail we can see in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu it is given that what all the 5 primary rasas and the secondary rasas. The 5 primary rasas are that which devotees primarily have in relation with Krishna. And to enhance this 5 primary rasa, there is secondary rasas. Just like if you take an example of a sweet, the sweetness is the primary factor which is there. The sweet sugar taste is which is there, the sweetness. But to enhance the sweet, there are various flavors which has been given. Even more, it will be even more tasty. It will enhance that tasteness of that sweet. Sometimes we have mango rasgulla. The regular rasgulla is there. Mango flavor is added. It is even more tastier. Sometimes we take jamun with rabdi. So even more nice it will be, even more tastier. So similarly, the primary rasas are there to enhance even more nicely the devotion service of the devotee towards the reciprocation towards the Lord. It is said that the secondary rasas are there. So examples are given that how in Vatsalya Bhava, it is said that Yashoda Maya is always worried about her son Krishna. She is always thinking that Krishna should not be hurt by any demons or some other animals. She was always thinking that Krishna, let Krishna get protected. And she is in the state of fearfulness, bhaya. It is said that she is always in fearfulness, that she is in the vatsalya bhava, but again in fearfulness. Secondary rasa is also there in that. Because of that secondary rasa, her devotion even more enhances nicely towards the Supreme Lord. And also there is an example of Rukmini Devi. It is said that she is in conjugal love with Krishna. There is a consort of Krishna. And again, it is said that she, when Krishna was telling about how that I am not fit for you as an husband. And he was giving so many reasons that you should have agreed to what your brother said. You should have got married to Shishupala or somebody else like that. So by hearing that, it is said that Rukmini, she fainted. Why she fainted? She was so much in fearfulness that I lose Krishna. And like that, she fainted. So like that, Prabhupada gives in one place in teachings of Lord Chaitanya, he gives some of the examples that how these secondary rasas are enhancing the primary rasas. So like that we can see that how even somebody, it is being mentioned, somebody in enmity towards Krishna, that is also been explained, that constantly is remembering Krishna. The example is given of Kamsa, or example is given of Shishupala. Kamsa was actually fearful of Krishna, that he is Kala. Krishna can anytime come and kill me. And he is constantly remembering Krishna, how to kill Krishna, how to kill Krishna. And Shishupala, it is said that from birth is always envious of Krishna. He is always thinking that how this person has to be killed. So much envy is filled in his heart. And it is explained that even such person, such people who is negatively fearful of Krishna and in even enmity of Krishna, enviousness of Krishna, even such kind of people also have attained perfection, attained salvation. The most important principle in this is explained by Śrīla Prabhupada. He said, Manmana bhavat bhakto. Always thinking of Krishna. So that is the only way. Otherwise it is not possible. Because it is said that somebody is very much envious of Krishna. Question may arise, there are so many atheists who are there, who are always thinking that this Krishna has to be banished completely from the books of Bhagavad Gita. For them, what will happen to them? Similar kind of question was asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Narada Muni. It is said that Yudhishthira Maharaj was in the Rajasuya Yajna. And in the Rajasuya Yajna, he saw that how Shishupala was blaspheming Krishna. And Yudhishthira Maharaj and all others were seeing that Krishna killed Shishupala with the Sudarshana Chakra. And after Shishupala died, the soul entered into the body of Krishna. And especially Yudhishthira Maharaj was astonished. He was thinking that how Shishupala, he says that he is a son of Dhamagosha. He is actually, Yudhishthira Maharaj has seen Shishupala from the birth. That from birth he is always very much blaspheming Krishna constantly. And such kind of people, he says that people like Shishupala and Dantavakra, immediately their tongue has to attacked by leprosy and they have to dwell in hell. But here we are seeing that Shishupala, his soul is entering into the body of Krishna and is getting liberation. How is it possible? How such kind of, I am not able to understand the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Kindly explain. And in contrary, he says, he gives a quotes example of Vena. Vena also is an atheist. So, but Vena had to suffer in hell because of his sinful activities and because he was completely against the Supreme Lord. So, this was the question which was asked by Yudhishthira Maharaj to Narada Muni. It is said that Yudhishthira Maharaj knew the answer, but for the benefit of all those who are assembled, in the Rajasuya sacrifice, for their benefit, he asked this question. And it is said that Narada Muni started answering. He said that for the Supreme Lord, if somebody praises him by wonderful prayers or somebody blasphemes him, it actually does not affect him. Because the Supreme Lord is beyond eye and mind, is beyond this body. It will definitely not affect him. The people who get affected is the conditioned souls who think that I am the body. Those who think I am the body, if such kind of praise comes, he is very happy. Such kind of chastisement comes, blasphemy comes, he gets very upset. He becomes morose. But the Supreme Lord is not like that. For the Supreme Lord, he sees whether he is always remembering me. It might be Shishupala or somebody is a great devotee like Narada Muni. For him, he never sees there is a difference. He gives full benefit for a devotee who is praising him with wonderful prayers. He blesses that devotee. And somebody who is thinking about Krishna in enmity also is blessed. But he never takes that he is blasphemed me. He never gets affected. And further, it is said that Narada Muni says that there are various devotees who have attained perfection. Prabhupada also quotes that particular verse. He says that Gopya Kamad, he says gopis by the lusty desires attain perfection. Of course, this Prabhupada clarifies that this Kamad, what is being explained by Narada Muni, it's not ordinary lusty desires. Ordinary lust which is there, it is compared to rusted iron. And the lust of the gopis, the pure love which is there of the gopis are compared to pure gold. So that is the difference. But here Narada Muni says, Gopya Kamad. Gopis by the lusty desire attain perfection. Bhayat Kamso. The Kamsa, because of fear, constantly he was remembering Krishna. He attained perfection. And it is said that Sambandhat Vrishnayaha. Sambandhat Vrishnayaha. The Vrishnis, the Yadus, always thinking that Krishna is my relative. Krishna is my friend. Krishna is my father. Krishna is my son. So like that, they had a constant, very strong relationship with Krishna. By such relationship, they all attained liberation. And Dvesha Chaidyat, the Chaidya Raja, here has been explained, Shishupala, he by envy he attained perfection. Sneha Dyuyam, Pandavas by affection. What kind of affection the Pandavas had? It has been explained just before the Rajasuya sacrifice. It is said that Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas asked Narada Muni to go and invite Krishna. Go to Dwaraka and invite Krishna for this Rajasuya sacrifice. And it is said that Narada Muni went and approached Krishna and said that Yudhishthira Maharaj and the Pandavas, all the 5 Pandavas wanted to perform this Rajasuya Yajna. Then actually Krishna will ask, what is the purpose of performing Rajasuya Yajna? Then Narada Muni very interestingly says that these Pandavas are not ordinary souls. They have the opulence equal to the inhabitants of Brahma Loka. Everything is there. They need not have anything. And they are telling they are not fearful of death. They are not they are not hankering for any kind of wealth because everything is there with them. So nothing they are hankering. The only thing they want is they want you to be glorified. That is the purpose of performing this Rajasuya Yajna. That's all. You can just see that these Pandavas, they have so much affection towards Krishna, and they are thinking that this Rajasuya Yajna has to be only meant to glorify the Supreme Lord. Not that Yudhishthira Maharaj wanted to be the topmost king and the king of the entire universe. Not for that purpose. He says that you have to be glorified. That is the only sole purpose why this Rajasuya Yajna has to be performed. So that is the affection. It is said that Pandavas, by their affection towards Krishna, they attain perfection. And lastly, Narada Muni says, Bhaktya Vayam. He says that we general devotees, including me, he says about Narada Muni, that I and all the general devotees, all attained perfection only by devotional service. So like that, Narada Muni says that tasmat kenapi upayena mana Krishna niveshyat. Tasmat kenapi upayena. Some or the other, the most important principle is your mind should be fully focused towards Krishna. And he says, katamopina venasyat panchanan purusham prati. But this Vena, he didn't even choose any of these 5 things, because he was so much envious of Krishna, never thought about Krishna at all. So what is the hope for Vena? He never attained salvation. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says that there are so many people, Mayavadis and impersonalists, so much they are envious of Krishna. But their envy cannot be compared to Shishupala's envy. Of course, Shishupala, Dantavakra, this is all very special case. That is clarified by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says that there is an exception. Shishupala, Dantavakra is an exception. But the principle is that one has to always remember Krishna. And he says that better is always the regulative principle of Anukulena Krishna anu Shīlanam Bhakti Ruchate. Rendering devotional service favorably. Not like we cannot take examples of Shishupala and Dantavakra and perform devotional service in anger, in enmity. Prabhupada says that all these the Mayavadis or impersonalists, they want to some or the other remove Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, or never Krishna should not be there. Such kind of people, there is no hope for salvation at all. There is no hope. So, very important principle is Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam. The principle one has to remember, that always remember Krishna. So, here Narada Muni is telling what is the glories of this devotional service. That somebody like this also has performed devotional service and attained perfection. But we should not take that example. Instead, Anukulena Krishna Anushilanam Bhakti Ruchate. Perform devotional service favorably. And also it has been explained that one more important point in the verse, it is being said that Kalena Alpiyasa Punaha. Kalena Alpiyasa Punaha. Here it is being said that within very short time you will come back to me. Somebody may wonder, what is this short time? 3 lives. Short time. How it can be short time? It is said that there was option given to the 2 doorkeepers. One is 7 lives as devotees, they are to be in the material world, or 3 lives as demons. The 2 doorkeepers, they chose that they didn't want to be away from Krishna, away from Vishnu for a long time. They choose that they are to be as demons. They are ready. Very shortest they saw, because they didn't want to be separated from the Supreme Lord. And also we can see that how these 3 lives, also it is said that in comparison with the Brahma's lifetime, if you see Brahma as in one place Prabhupada says that Brahma has a very wonderful lifespan. It's almost like it comes around 300 trillion worldly years. To say it looks very, very huge lifespan he has. But it is said that as compared to the life of eternity of Vaikuṇṭha, this is just a flash of light. Brahma's lifespan is just a flash of light. It just comes and goes. So that is what, as compared to eternal life in Vaikuṇṭha. So same thing if you compare the 3 lives of these doorkeepers. There is something very, very, it is said that They just left to the material world and just came back. So that was their lifespan as compared to the spiritual world, the life of eternity, and the life which is they may be cursed to be in the material world and they have to come back. So this entire pastime we can see that how in the previous verse also it is being mentioned that the Lord's blessings is there. Lord has a plan for a pure devotee. What he has to do, he comes to this material world. It's not as equal as the conditioned souls, how they suffer. They finish their pastime. After finishing their pastime, they again come back to the spiritual world. So it is not a fall down of these two doorkeepers, but it is they are gone for a particular task, the task of having a virya rasa with the Supreme Lord to enhance the pastime. It is said that Lord coming to this material world is not for killing any demons. The killing of demons can happen by any of his agents. If you see the example of in the Bhagavatam, it is said that Vritrasura was so powerful that Krishna had his agent, Indra. He empowered Indra and Indra killed Vritrasura. Like that we can see even Vena was Vena to kill Vena, the brāhmaṇas were empowered. So Lord has different agents to kill the demons. But especially the Lord when he comes for his pastime. And he sends his devotees to assist in his pastime. So we can see that two doorkeepers, they had come in a particular rasa because to fight with the Lord in Vaikuṇṭha is impossible. Secondary rasas, especially the rasa in enmity or in a rasa of having fearful of the Lord, that kind of rasa is not there in Vaikuṇṭha. So the Lord has arranged this particular pastime wherein he comes, he performs his pastime and he takes back his devotees back to the spiritual world. So that is what is being mentioned. We will stop here. Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Śrīla Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss any updates.